What's up, guys? James Miller here, coming at you with another episode of our Seattle Mariners Save. Real quick before we get into this episode, just want to break the fourth wall here and say a couple pieces of housekeeping. Number one, thank you guys so much for the response on these episodes. I started this about 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago ish, recording and playing through, and the response to it has been absolutely astounding. Appreciate all the comments, the love, the support, and just ultimately the positive feedback I've gotten. So if you have any other feedback, again, continue to let me know. My job here is to make sure that this is as concise and good of a series as possible for you guys. But again, thank you for all the love. Next piece of housekeeping. It's been about a week since I have played Out of the Park Baseball. About a week since this episode has, or since I played through to this far. That was because 4th of July weekend, I was going to see family. My family doesn't live in the same city, so a lot of travel. But if I'm a little bit rusty and I'm looking through this stuff and I don't know where I'm going, that's just your little warning here saying that this may not be the cleanest episode played to date, but it is still a very valuable episode. James, why do you say it's a valuable episode? Well, I took a bunch of notes. I have a bunch of stuff that I wanted to talk about, but first and foremost, wanted to talk about our team stats and where we stand currently. So right now, we are 51 and 29 in the AL West. As you can see, we won, again, a lot of games in the month of June. Team stats wise, we are 18 and 9 for the month of June. On the road, we are 20 and 23. So need to figure out a way to improve that road record. But we have a fortress at home with 31 and 9. Pythagorean record, we're playing exactly to it. Batting average and batting stats, it looks like we are upper, I would say top 5 for sure. But on all of these stats, I would actually say we're probably number 3. We walk a lot. We don't strike out. We put the ball in play. Third in extra base hits. 10th in hits. So maybe that's a place that we can improve. But we're third in runs scored. Second in on base percentage. Fourth in slugging percentage. I mean, that's just a good recipe for success. On top of that, we definitely have the best team in baseball in terms of ERA for bullpen and starters. Runs allowed were the best, WAR best, hits best, opponent's average best, BABIP best, home runs allowed best, walks second best, strikeout second best, defensive efficiency best, and zone rating second best. This is a team that has absolutely everything going in terms of pitching and defense and timely hitting. And that is absolutely a recipe for long-term generational success. And what do I mean by that? Well, I think I've done enough moves to give ourselves a win now dynasty that can still produce into the future. And that is by me running over a really lean club, trading players that are underperforming. Sure, it may be that we're giving them new pastures and stuff like that, but ultimately, at the end of the day, we are a cutthroat organization that prioritizes winning over everything. That was a long-winded conversation, but what I want to go into now, because I do want to talk about how our pitching and our lineups are doing, I need to talk about a lot of transactions, because if you guys know me and you guys have been playing this series with me, you guys know that I like to make a lot of trades. I like to tinker a lot to my own detriment, I recognize, but there was a lot of things that have happened since June 1st. And on June 1st, we made a very, very, very big trade. We brought in our shortstop. Why did I trade for Carlos Correa? Number one, I just think that he's a great leader. Number two, I like his infielding stats. He's going to be great. On top of that, on the contract, 75% of the contract is being retained by the Twins. But what did I have to give up for him? Not that much, actually. So it was Andy Palacios, who again is looking like a very good reliever, but I don't like finesse pitchers. I don't see him being super valuable. He's going to give up a lot of hits, and OSA is a lot worse on him. Like, I was totally content with giving up this prospect. And on top of that, I also gave up, if you could see, Spencer Schwellenbach because he was pitching terribly for us. I was also worried about this contract getting pretty large towards the end. And so far, after switching over to Minnesota, he still hasn't been great either. So I think this was a great, hey, just no harm, no foul. Get out from this contract. If he improves later, that's good for them. But I saw the signs early and made a really high win now trade to probably fill the biggest position of need, which was a shortstop who can hit and play defense. And I think I got him for the long term. Next thing I did is I did release. Hold up. Well, I didn't release. I returned him back to his old team. And that was not a good way. I can't spell. I'm slightly. There we go. So, Ryan Bliss, I went ahead and returned him back to Boston on the first. He wasn't playing a lot. When he was playing awfully. He had relatively no positional valuable, like he wasn't playing good defense, and it was just like, you know what? He is the easiest guy to let go, to let Carlos Correa still come on and play shortstop for us. Another thing is because we got rid of Spencer Schwellenbach, I did go to a 5-man rotation with Marcelo Perez filling that 5th position, and he has come in and pitched great for us, so that is awesome. And other than that, I did call up a left fielder with Zach Levinson, and then also started teaching Curtis Mead how to play the outfield. So Curtis Mead, again, he just got called up. Remember, we traded Aaron Ashby, DeVry Ventura, and Aiden Butler over for him and Zach Levinson. Zach Levinson, I called him straight up from Double A because he was absolutely killing it. He came up to the MLB and was doing all right. He was hitting a couple home runs. He wasn't striking out too terribly much, but I think he still needs just a little bit more seasoning. So I have sent him back down to AAA just to get him some more time, and he may be our left fielder of next year, especially because I do like the fact that he is right-handed. So fast forward, we played an entire month, and if you're looking at stuff, there's obviously a big person here that was no longer with their original organization. I'm doing my best 2019 Houston Astros impression, and I traded for Jordan Alvarez. Number one, it gives us a large power bat that we were sorely missing. And number two, it shortens up the term of our salaries. So, what did I have to give up? Because I did give up a lot. Number one, I gave up Vinny Pasquantino. He was absolutely underperforming. Number two, I gave up Lazaro Montez. He just has not been doing well for us. He's going to be blocked. I don't think there's a position for him. Brandon Ike was just kind of stuck in Modesto, low A. And Jonathan India, he was just never going to be called up, but he is just some extra depth. But the saddest one that I did give up was Harry Ford. Harry Ford was supposed to be the heir apparent to Cal Riley, and he signed for the long-term deal. I still think it's a great deal, but he just was not producing. He just was not coming in. He was playing at a replacement level. Like last year, it's 76, 92, 78. He just never fully took that step forward. And at this point, we are too darn good of a team to have a 24-year-old signed for the next um, 7 seasons holding us back. And I think trading out Harry Ford and Vinny Pasquantino's bat for Jordan Alvarez is absolutely the way forward. One thing we do need to note about him is his injury proneness is wrecked, so that's something just to be aware of. We do need to be very, very careful with him. And then yeah, like if we're looking at it, I think we have one of the best teams in baseball, period, right now. A lot of guys are absolutely pulling their weight, and some of them aren't. Like Tavian Josenberger has taken kind of a step back. He's great defensively. He's not great with the bat, but I mean, he's doing his job, so that's all we can ask. Ben Williamson, again, he is doing his job at shortstop, doing his job as a defensive replacement. He just doesn't really have the defensive versus or the turn double plays that you need from an everyday shortstop. But he is going to be a great infielder, valuable guy. Plus, he's also been hitting really good against right-handed players, or left-handed pitchers, which is why we have him starting there. Anyways, at this point, we're getting to a rambling point. Overall, Alec Burleson's also been a great little piece to come out of all of this. He is doing just exactly what we needed. But yeah, let's jump into a couple other things. First and foremost, we do need to jump into the salary situation. So right now we're at 175 million. Next year we're going to jump up to 215 million. But the reason that I made the trades that I made is these next 3 years were all already over 230 million. So that's a little bit of the reason that in my mind we did need to make some of those changes, was to get ourselves back under that luxury tax threshold, which we should still stay under. Number one, Masataka Yoshida will not be back at $20 million. Number two, Felix Bautista will not be back at 17 million. And by moving on of just those two players, we're going to save a lot of money. It's just that simple. Between those two, that's 37 million. So we'll be well under that 215 million. On top of that, we do have a lot of arbitration guys, and I'm just going to let these arbitration guys be arbitration guys. I think that's something that I haven't done a good job of, just letting the players have the arb to arb years. I've been so focused on getting this young talent locked up for the long term that I haven't been concerned with them proving themselves yet. So that's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is we have a lot of people coming off payroll in the next 2 years. So Andres Munoz, gone. Jose Alvarado, gone. Masataka Yoshida, gone. Keegan Akin, gone. Carlos Vargas, he's not going to be coming up. He just hasn't been good. Jake Manga, not going to stay around. Then we got the big guys of Jordan Alvarez and Cole Reagans and Zach Gallen. Like those three guys right there, if we want to keep them around for 2029, are going to be expensive. And I don't know where we can shed the salary of $190 million to keep it within this $175 to $200 million range and still keep our talent. And that's where we go to our next point. Who is on our trade block? Why is a win now dynasty even putting players on their trade block? Well, it's to make sure that we can continue to win and win forever. So we have only 3 guys on our trade block right now. It's Masataka Yoshida. Again, I'd love to upgrade from him. He's still batting pretty well, but if we could have kept Jock Peterson instead of him, I would be very happy right now. We have Kyle Tucker. Why Kyle Tucker? Well, looking at his batting stats, he is starting to trend in a not so friendly direction. So last year he scored the most amount of runs, 4.7 WAR, went right back to normal. His time in Houston ratings was awesome. But this year he's already at 2.6 WAR. He's gonna do great this year. Let's go ahead and look at the splits. Like he is going to do great. I'm not concerned with any of that. What I am concerned about is he is potentially he is a career OPS plus of 132, and he is starting to trend below that. This year, he is on a $20 million contract. Next year it gets expensive, and then next year it gets even more expensive. My thought process is trade him before he gets 30, 31, and potentially find that replacement right fielder to bring on for him. Again, he has a large contract. I knew going into this that he was going to have a large contract, and he still has some semblance of value now because, I mean, he's 30. He's not 34, 35, 36, 37. And I think after his age 33 season, he is going to opt into this 34, 35 season. And I need to get out before he even has a chance of opting into or out of this contract. And I think that there's a potential to do it this year because 20 million is not so bad. 25 million, it's going to get harder. So that's why he's there. Felix Bautista is also there because this year he's on $5 million. He's cheap. Team option to get out of 17 million. I wouldn't mind getting out of it because I think he's just an extra nice to have kind of person. And really doesn't move the needle a whole lot for us. And on top of that, I believe this year, yeah, he's regressed kind of heavily. So Baltimore, he was great. Or whenever he came to us from Baltimore, he was great. This year, he's just kind of average. So I think a change of scenery would do good for him. He's walking a little bit more. He's giving up a little bit more home runs. The whip's kind of tanking a little bit. So I think it might be a good time for us to move on, trade him to a win now team for some potential high prospects or a prospect, and see what we can do. Next, this is kind of a thought process here, but Rick Jameson is coming up on retirement. I don't know when it's going to be. He's already 59 years old. He is our guy, but he may choose to retire. I threw on a filter just to make sure that everything is good except for prevent other because I don't think that really needs to be good. And this is the only other guy within the same ballpark. And he's not interested right now in becoming the team trainer. The two things that he does do well is arm and leg injuries, so that'll take care of a lot of business. But ultimately, there's no one like Rick, and I can't quit you, Rick. So that is all the housekeeping items I had. That is all the notes that I had. Where are we going to go from here? Well, we have a couple of days until the first year player draft. And because I cut last episode so short, I think I'm going to go through the entire draft with you guys and just kind of show you my thought process. Where the first half of the draft, I'm picking high prospects. The second half of the draft, I'm picking high defense, hot, good personality people to help the development of those prospects. So, without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and start simulating. And we're here for the draft. So right now we're looking at drafting 28th overall, and let's just go ahead and jump into it. Overall, again, the longer you get into these games, the better the draft classes always seem to get. We're just going to go ahead and jump in and see who we have. I like having this list just to see like the whole over. Hey, Kyle Richard went first overall. Ranger Gomez went second overall, and I don't know how you're not picking this guy first overall because he already looks like he could play in the major leagues. And he played at Stanford, which is a great college to go to. And he batted Wow. Yeah, no, that's a great pick by them. Anyways, let's stop looking at that. Let's start looking at ours. So I always like seeing, hey, Scatter Director, what's your recommendation? Um, Recommendation for this guy. He is not going to be a starter ever because that splitter is just not going to be good enough. He does have high work ethic though. He does look good everywhere else, but I would rather not go for this guy. Batter wise, it's this guy. Don't like the personality. I like loyalty. Hate I I can sometimes take and leave leader, but low adaptability and low work ethic is an absolute no for me. Infield range is great. Speed is meh. I do like the high contact, but this is just not a guy who I'm trying to get in the first round. So this is where we go to the sortable list. I always try to get college players early just because I think that it's a lot more valuable to get college players early. I think that they're less of a development risk. I think that they have a lower floor, um, but maybe not as high of a ceiling, I guess. But yeah, I'm not seeing great players. First off, this guy would be a great reliever to get. Might actually start taking some relievers here. Um, like this guy looks awesome, but he's not going to be a guy that we take early. So I'm going to go ahead and play around and I'm going to show you guys who I am going to go with and kind of the thought process behind them. All right, so I'm looking at a couple of things here. Number one, I do know who I am going to go with, but it is interesting to say the least. Number one, it has us taking Dan Joyle as our number one player, which I'm going to take 2 seconds to tell you guys, or just let you guys guess why I'm not going to take this guy in this draft. But there were three guys that I was really considering um, overall for this first position. So number one, we did have Jonathan Kinchin, who again fastball changeup splitter. That changeup is going to have to develop. I love the work ethic. I think that this guy is going to be a great guy for a team. I just don't think it's going to be our team. Um, I can tell you I am going to go with a pitcher here. So Ryan um, Himmenbaugh, who was the other guy that our um, scouting director suggested that we should take. I'm not going to go with him because I don't. I think that he still needs to develop a lot of his contact. I think that he needs to develop that eye a lot, and he doesn't have the personality to prove that he can do it. So who am I going with? Well, if you look just a little bit lower on the list, you can see that there's a starting pitcher named Mike Smara. He was he was supposed to go a couple picks earlier. He has high loyalty, high work ethic, a ground baller. The arm slot of him being a side armor is a little bit weird. So I think lefties are ultimately going to have a better chance off of him if I believe so. But ultimately, I want to compare this player real quick to um, Jonathan. So let's just look at how close they are. So right now, um, Jonathan is absolutely going to dominate in terms of movement, right? But they're really not that different. Where they are different, though, is looking at it. The changeup's already a little bit more developed as that second pitch. Man, actually, you guys are hearing me think about it in real time. Let me know down in the comments who you would pick. But ultimately, like looking at both of these guys, 6'3" left-handed versus 6 foot right-handed, 175 versus 190. Okay. I think that narrows it down a lot. With our first overall pick in the first year player draft, we are going to pick and meet the demand of Jonathan Kinchin. Now, we are all the way to the second round pick, and I hope there's one guy who's still available. Is this him? No, it wasn't him. There was an absolutely astounding catcher that was, I think he just went there. No, that's not the catcher. Not him. Okay, wait, my catcher might still be there. No, I think it. Yeah, it was this guy, Matt Hooks. This was going to be my second overall pitcher or second overall player because everything, like personality, perfect, catcher, great, bat, decent. Like this was for me, like this is exactly what I look for. The one thing about him is him being such a catcher at 6'4", 195. He's a little bit big, but I'm going to go ahead and play around for a little bit. I think I'm going to wait just one more. Um, I do I just get this guy because I know he's going to be great. There's that other. Do I get this guy because I know he's going to be great? He already has a 50 fastball. Like, okay, Josh Garden. Overall, decent bat. Commit school, Kennesaw State. Average competition level, and against average competition, he absolutely dominated. Has good work ethic. May not fully stick at catcher. Already can hit left-handed pitchers a little bit. You know what? Yeah, we are going to do that. And let's hope that one of Josh Bell, Alex Fleischman, William Voss, or let's hope that one of these pitchers here, Josh Bell's still there. That is no questions asked. We're getting Josh, God of Baseball Bell. Okay. Have you met God? It's apparently Josh Bell. Wow. That is an all time nickname if I've ever seen one. Let's go to the next round. I was hoping that William Voss was going to stay there. Ryan Snow has fallen like crazy. Isn't a guy who I really want to go after. I do want to start looking at some center fielders with a bat because it is time to start thinking about replacing. Um, eh, not quite good enough. Anthony Chitty, he also looks fantastic. He's played in the draft league. In the draft league, he's done great. Yeah, no, we're gonna pick up Anthony Chitty here, just to get some high end guys. All right, we do not need to draft any relief pitchers for a while. This is where we start looking at some high end guys. Bobby Murphy is who they say that we should get. He looks pretty decent. Um, Adapts well and should fit in most organizations. Yeah, that looks good. Let's go to the sortable list. Let's show all players. Um, Impossible, we're not signing him. Don't need any relievers. This guy's not too great. Well, let me look at that. No. Actually, at this point, I do want to switch over to college players. All right, Raul Esteban is the best college shortstop available. He actually is pretty decent. High financial ambition. That's fine. He's a contact bat. He's played fair competition level and is batted pretty good. OPS at 1,000 and fair competition is pretty good. Yeah, I think we might end up going with him. let's actually look at batters. Yeah, I mean, he's just the best available guy. Elijah Millsap is going to be who we take with the next round, though, just because that outfield range and gap power rating is really good. But we are going to go with Raul Esteban. Going to meet that demand. And if Elijah Gilstrap is still there, we'll start looking. Oh, and of course he's gone. Clay Martinez, not going to be picked up today. This is another spot where we start looking for, like, look at this guy. Baseball IQ high, low loyalty, that's fine. If that bat develops into being a 45-50 all the way across, this is just nothing but a backup catcher. Definitely took a fall off here from freshman year to sophomore year. He is a junior, so that was actually sophomore to junior year. Maybe not the guy who we want to go for. Barry Gentry, he looks decent. So Eddie Reagan, Seth Taylor. Oh, wait, was Eddie Reagan? No, we don't like Eddie Reagan. Outfield range, no. Nope. This is a guy who we are going to pick up here in a couple of rounds, but not yet. Yeah, at this point, we just don't have a lot of high end players. Not going to go negative personality at all. Nope. 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 Wrestles with his willingness to improve. Yeah, no, Ben, you're not coming along. Bobby Murphy. Bobby Murphy might be a guy. No, he's not. 80 power at catcher. No. Joe McCabe. He looks decent, but I'm not a big fan of it. Tyler Mitchell, switch hitting. Not going to be a second baseman unless if those ratings improve. I do like the bat, though. There's really not a lot of guys here. So I think I am going to have to take this. Well, let's go back to all players. I don't want to get another. I don't really want to get another pitcher, but oh, okay. Hold up. Nope. I'm not going to get busted on the control again. 50 control. This guy looks like more of a surefire bet, but Nope, no relievers. No bad personality. Oh my god, this is just taking forever. But I mean, we need to make sure that we are picking up good pitchers. One stamina improvement, and this guy is a starting pitcher. We're going to draft Marco Reyes. All right. And now at this point, we are going to start drafting purely to fill up our minor leagues, our lower leagues. This is where I look for guys like this, but I need better defense. So I'm going to be going through this quickly. Not going to be saying a whole lot, but whenever I do make a draft choice pick, you guys will see and kind of see why. I actually am going to draft Tyler Mitchell. I like the switch hitting bat. I like the high gap power with some speed. It just takes a little bit of talent change randomness for him to do good. So yeah, we're going to go, where is he? Tyler Mitchell. We are going to go ahead and draft him. Now we're literally just going to start looking for good personality guys. This guy is decent, but I also want high defense. So actually, that's what we're going to look for real quick is defense 80. But this is supposed to be, oh, let's look at batters for a second. Terrence Keel, an Aggie as well, signed. Matthew Priest. Jesus. This guy's got range and speed. Matthew Priest. Signed. Octavio Rivas. Look at this. He's just not going to strike out. He's in the draft league as well, doing decent in the draft league. Yeah, Octavio Rivas, come in. It's the 11th round. Second baseman. I'd rather find a shortstop, you know? Georgia Institute of oh. Wait. He's at Georgia Tech right now. He's in the draft league, not doing great. We're going to pass. There hasn't been a good shortstop, you know? Ryan Costello, no. Let's just keep going through. I mean, this guy. No, we're going to pass on him. Dang, this guy's just all glove. If you're going to be all glove, you better have a golden personality. I don't need another catcher. I mean, this is the guy you hope for. High leader, high loyalty, high adaptability, high work ethic. Oh my god. Who was it? Kai? Yes, Kai McGarry. And let's look for one more kind of. I actually want to look specifically for shortstops. A lot of two-way players I see there. Jay Abernathy, I just don't like the personality. Sawyer Farr. Texas A&M from Fort Worth. I don't know. He could be my neighbor right now. I don't know. Wait, where was he? Who was he? Sawyer Farr. Boom. He's drafted. All right. Now we go back to all players. Is there anyone with. Oh, I want potential. So there is a couple of high contact guys. Talon Bell. See, this Fred Daniels guy has that 80 power. Henry Allen, Nolan Belcher. This guy actually could be decent. Well, avoid K's goes into contact. Right. I should just look for some fast guys like Jackson Walker. There's another one. Perry Hargett. And I'm hoping, I know this may be monotonous and boring and stuff, but this is just seriously how I go through the later spots of my trying to fill out the rest of my organization. I want to have a lot of high culture guys because it makes it that much easier in the future. Sam Erickson? Why does I'm going to take a flyer on him too. Because look at this. Look at this. This is just my thought process on him. Number one, a lot of green over here. This looks very average. But what I'm seeing is his competition level is great and his actual stats. He improved every single year. And this year, He batted 301, 422, 642 for a 4.9 WAR. So immediately requesting a scouting report on him and drafting him. And so let's just go back real quick. We have starting pitcher, catcher, relief, shortstop, relief, second base, shortstops, center field, catcher, center field, shortstop. The rest of this draft is just going to be probably starting pitchers and personality hires, right? um, like, is this guy any good? Yeah, he's really good. He just has no control, but whatever. That looks good. Jordan Shorts. He does not look good to me. Finesse pitcher, an immediate no. 100 miles an hour, nowhere, no idea where it's going. But you know what? The reason I'm going after him is everything else is great. He's already throwing 100 miles an hour. He has 60 with a potential of 95. Like, if he could just figure out the control a little bit, we might be able to do something with him. Work ethic. Boom. Get him. Nope. Nope. Oliveros, no. Shope, nope. Earnhardt. Emmert, she's not even close. No. So who else is here? Chase Davis. Chase Davis looks decent, but he has terrible work ethic. Let's see. Oliveros, no. Moran looks decent, but no. Is he in the draft league right now? He is in the draft league and he is not performing, so no. Kevin Cuss. First baseman for sure. Draft league, he's killing it. College, he went to Duke, so he had good competition. I think that's going to be a no. Dennis Malari. Actually, great eye, decent power. He's not going to have the bat, but what he is going to have is the personality and defense to play first base. We are going to go ahead and draft him. 19. Ryan Ashley. Yep. Gonna just take a quick peek. Nope. We already know. Nope. Emmert. Nope. Nope. Moran. Nope. We're gonna look at Blaine Brown. No. Tyler June. Tyler June is gonna be my next round pick. If he's there. And I don't see him. This is my last pick. Yes. Yes. Okay. So real quick, I did not do this. I wanted to look at individual pitch potential. There is a knuckleballer. Steve Williamson. American Heritage High School. Wow. Okay. We're drafting Steve. Let's go. An Ole Miss commit. And we have finished our first year player draft. First off, negotiating with draftees. We have one more offer that we can make. Set a budget for 12 million, spent 0 so far, have 5 million outstanding. So we'll just submit that offer. Again, with us drafting so far back, we don't really have to worry about who we're going after, but Tyler Mitchell looks decent. In fact, let's just go ahead and look at our fully drafted class. I believe it's the law. Yeah, I think I can look here. No. History, draft history. There we go. All right. So we can see a little bit here where we stand for the entirety of our draft history. So looking at it this year, Kin Chin was our number one pick. John Garden, number two. Josh Bell, number three. Anthony Chitty, number four. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Raul Esteban, number five. Octavio Rivas is going to be our number 10 pick. Matthew Priest, which I feel like I recognize that name now, but Matthew Priest is our ninth overall pick. Terrence Keel, which I do know he is a real prospect. I am a fan of A&M. I went to A&M, so sorry. Tyler Mitchell. Oh, we offered him a contract with 7. Marco Reyes is already. This guy's going to be good, actually. Um, anyways, Kai McGarry, Sawyer Farr, Perry Hargett, Sam Erickson, Tyler Nail, Steve Williamson, Ryan Ashley, Dennis Malari, Danny Hoover, and Devin Hardy. Now we're going to put a quick pause on the episode. And I want to look at our last few draft classes for what we did, Like Merrick Houston, he's up in double A. Livingston, double A. Ethan Moore, high A. Patrick Forbes, torn back muscle, but was in double A. Kevin, high A. He's traded already. Guzman, he is in A ball. Arroyo, high A. Kim, high A. Easton Carmichael, triple A. So our 5th round pick is the one who's gone up the fastest. Interesting. Wade Shirley is still in rookie ball. Tyler Cerny, he's in A ball. Cooper Dorsett is in A ball. Horn is in A ball. Hoskins, yikes, high A, but he might be done after this year. Geez, this is just really disheartening to see. Like A plus, A plus, rookie ball still. Like 3 years you're in rookie ball. Man, I got to do a better job of managing my minor leagues. But Volkcho, last year, double A. This guy, high A. So a lot more of this draft class should be A, high A, rather than getting all the way up to double A yet. And I'm just seeing a bunch of rookie ball, A ball, A ball, rookie ball. Like, that's fine for these guys. Lance Williams actually might end up being a late round steal. He looks like he actually is going to be a good guy. Rookie ball, rookie ball, rookie ball, rookie ball. Yikes, rookie ball. This guy's. Again, this is another type of guy that I try to go after and draft. He has decent stuff all around, but just has no bat to speak of. Where was I at? Him, yeah, Elijah Ixon, Juan Barrios. Yeah, so my drafting has not been good, and I think it is because I'm going after the favorability drafting. Just because like Volchko was number 80 prospect, and now he's like not doing that great. I don't know. This is just weird. I usually do not have this much trouble with drafting. But that being said, the next thing that we have to do is the All-Star game, and I will see you guys then. So Mason Miller has a sprained ankle, substantial. Um, I don't know. Know what I am going to do? I am going to place him on the injured list, and I'm going to call up Cole Reagans. Pitching wise, we're going to go back to a 6-man rotation. Cole Reagans is going to slot in there. Because I think Andres Munoz, yeah, this should be still fine. But Yordan Alvarez, injured diagnosis pending. Oh no. Still diagnosis pending. Ooh. Back stiffness. Okay, we're fine. You can play through some back stiffness. I was very 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 worried about that, um, because Jordan is kind of also carrying a lot of stuff. Uh, nope. And all right, the All Star games have been announced. Let's look at it. So number one, uh, we should have some good representation this year. So in center field, we have Julio Rodriguez. That is awesome to see. We have Cole Young, young Cole Young, being our representative at second base. That's awesome. He's not putting up Jackson Holiday numbers, but like we don't need him to. Um, he's gonna be better at Jackson. Well, Jackson Holiday is just better. We have Cal Riley behind the dish. Andreas Munoz on the mound, Brian Wu on the mound. So looks like we have five representatives. That is good to see. Logan Gilbert is also having a good bounce back year, but again, he is making $20.5 million to have that bounce back year. That was a big gamble for them, and they came out on top. In the National League, I'm just trying to see if there's anyone that we traded over here, aka Brooks Lee. Man, Brooks Lee breaking my heart. That is the only guy I wish I did not give up on, and he is absolutely killing it right now in Arizona. Good for him. Um, he's just kind of put together a good. He just never was supposed to be a shortstop, and I shoved him there. So Brooks Lee, hats off to you. Keep on doing your thing. Um, is there anyone else potentially that we traded? Don't see anyone, but there probably is. All right, and then let's see the prospects. So prospects, we have Dean Livingston as our pitching prospect, and we have Ramon Romero as our hitting prospect, who has struggled a little bit in the. Oh no, he's done great actually. Oh, and then we have Daniel Lamelli as well. Both of them have been doing phenomenal in rookie ball this year. Uh, 121 OPS plus. Like they're gonna play rookie ball the entirety of this year. Next year, I'm starting them in low A, and then high A. They're going up 1 year at a time. Like we're taking our sweet time with them. But yeah, at this point, um, I'm gonna end it here just because this is kind of where we're kind of done for right now. Let's go ahead and view the box score. I never view the box score just because um, I don't really care to look at the box score, but I just want to see if any of our guys got in. Yeah, Romero got in and he played right field and left field, which I wouldn't put him in right field, but hey, that was a choice that was made. Ramon Romero might actually also end up being an infielder too, so we'll have to see that. Lamelli came in and played second base. Okay, whatever, man. Um, I don't think he's going to be a second baseman. I think he is going to be a first baseman when all is said and done. But you do you, brother. He came in as a defensive replacement. Cool. Dean Livingston gave up one earned run right off the beginning. We love to see that for us. Um, what was the final score? 2-1. All right. Um, interesting. All right. And that is going to. Oh, Cal Riley. Let's go. Cal Riley wins against Aaron Judge 26-23. Absolutely love to see that. And then Logan O'Hoppe wins. Um, he went 1 for 1. That's hilarious. Let's look at the box score. Um, yeah, actually a really good All Star game. So the National League All Stars won 2-4 or 6-4, excuse me. Um, Julio Rodriguez hit a homer. Shocker. Um, who else? Did anyone else from us get in? Wow. Logan O'Hoppe hit a pinch hit 3-run bomb. That's dope. Cal Riley kind of sucked. Oh well. Any of our pitchers pitch? Oh, we blew the save. No, Andreas. No. But Logan Gilbert also gave up a run. So who's the real loser now? All right, so that's going to be it for me. I'm just ranting at this point. You are going to see the rundown to um, playoffs in the next episode. We're going to see trade deadline day, and we're going to see what we can do with the Seattle Mariners. So, again, just love all the support that you guys are giving me. I really appreciate the time and effort that you guys are putting into comment, like, and subscribe. Really appreciate it. But without further ado, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching.